Today we're covering pages 232 and 233. You want to have a highlighter in your calculator. Lesson 5, Center Radius Equations of Circles. The center radius equation of a circle is a circle whose center is h comma k and whose radius is lowercase r is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. You have to memorize this. So let's write it down. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Which of the following equations would have a center of negative 3, 6 and a radius of 3? Well, r is 3, h is negative 3, and k is 6. X minus negative 3 squared plus y minus 6 squared equals 3 squared. And just clean up inside parentheses. This would be x plus 3 squared plus y minus 6 squared equals 9. Matches choice 2. For each of the following equations of circles, determine both the circle's center and its radius. If its radius is not an integer, express it in decimal form rounded to the nearest tenths. So this is the equation. You have to recognize this as being the equation of a circle. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So our center, I'm just going to label with capital C, our center, take out the opposite of negative 2, positive 2. The opposite of negative 7, positive 7. Our center is 2, 7. And 100 is equivalent to r squared. So r is the square root of 100, which is 10. And we don't do plus or minus 10 because we know radius is the length of something and we never have negative measurement. So the easiest thing to do is, okay, this is the equation of a circle. The center will be the opposite, positive 5, negative 8. And the radius is the square root of 4, which is 2. The center here, well, we don't have any numbers, so that means that was x minus 0 squared plus y minus 0 squared equals 121. So our center is the origin 0, 0, and our radius is the square root of 121, which is 11. D, the center, negative 1, negative 2, r squared equals 1, so r equals 1. The center, 0, 3, r equals 7. The center, negative 6, 5, r squared equals 18, r equals the square root of 18. Square root of 18. .2 when rounding to nearest tenths. And certainly pause the video, finish the last 3 on your own. 0, 0 is the center, r is 8. 4, 2 is the center, r squared equals 20, r equals the square root of 20. .5. Center is 0, 0. R equals the square root of 57. 7.5. Next, number 3, write equations for circles A and B shown below. Show how you arrive at your answer. Okay, so we have circle A is a smaller circle. It has a center of 4, 1. And then we have a point on the circle, 6, 4. We need the radius. So I'm going to say circle A, have center and need radius. So we want the distance between the center, from the center to the point on the circle, that is the radius. Do you recall the distance formula from geometry? Distance is equal to the square root of difference in x's squared plus difference in y's squared. Or what we could do is, well, it's the same as we drop a perpendicular down and then a horizontal over. We've just formed a right triangle. This here, from this point to this point, is 3. This is a y value of 1 to a y value of 4 is difference of 3. And from here to here, this is 2. From 4 to 6 is 2. So we can use Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, and say that 2 squared plus 3 squared would equal, in this case, c is the same as r, would equal r squared. That's 4 plus 9 is 13. Well, 13 equals r squared. And our center is 4, 1. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Memorize that formula. X minus 4 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 13. There's our equation of our circle A. For circle B, the same thing. We know the center, negative 2, 4, x minus negative 2 squared plus y minus 4 squared equals, we need to calculate r. Let's see, from a y value of 4 to a y value of 8, that's 4. And from an x value of negative 2 to a positive 1, 3 units. Oh, so this is a 3, 4, 5 triple. So r is 5. We want r squared for our equation, which is 25. It was a 3, 4, 5 Pythagorean triple. 3 squared plus 4 squared equals r squared. 9 plus 16 is 25. Next, exercise number 4. Write each equation of a circle in center radius form and identify the center and radius. Okay, so this is where we have, this would be the equation of a circle in what we call standard form, right, where our exponents go in descending order. We've got our x squared, then our y squared, then our x term and our y term, and our constant. So to put it in center radius form, which is our x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared, we're going to use complete the square. Use complete the square. just part of that process of complete the square. So we want to start with first getting our x term, so writing this as x squared minus 2x plus blank, and then followed by our y term, y squared, then plus 6y plus blank equals, and the constant on the other side, negative 9 plus blank plus blank. And we'll fill in the first blank with, well, negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. Negative 1 squared is 1. So the first blank on the right-hand side, 1. And the second blank, 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3 squared is 9. 9 goes in the second blank on each side. So now we've made this into a trinomial that factors into x minus 1 squared plus, I forgot my plus sign here, sorry, let me put that in, plus this trinomial factors into y plus 3 squared equals, that's 0, 1. This is our equation in center radius form. Pulling out its center is 1, negative 3, and the radius is 1. Doing the same for B. X squared minus 10x plus blank, and then plus y squared minus 6y plus blank equals, constant on the other side, negative 25 plus blank plus blank. Go to negative 10, divide by 2 is negative 5 squared. So we're adding 25 to both sides. And divide by 2, negative 3 squared is 9. We've created a trinomial here that factors into x minus 5 squared, and a trinomial here that factors into y minus 3 squared, and equals 9. This is our equation of our circle in center radius form. Its center is 5, 3, and the radius is the square root of 9, which is 3. C, we have 4x squared plus 4y squared plus 12x minus 24y plus 41 equals 0. Okay, so if we're using complete the square, right away we have to divide everything by 4, because the leading coefficient needs to be 1 in order to use the process or start the process of complete the square. Dividing by 4, we get x squared plus y squared plus 3x minus 8y plus 41 quarters equals 0. Squared plus 3x plus blank plus y squared minus 8y plus blank equals negative 41 quarters plus blank plus blank. What goes in the first blank? Dividing by 2, we get 3 halves squared, which is 9 quarters. And the second blank, negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4 squared is 16. This is a trinomial that factors into x plus 3 halves squared. And here, the trinomial factors into y minus 4 squared. Oh, and I forgot my blanks. I forgot to add 9/4 and 16. 16 is equivalent to how many quarters? Is it 64 quarters? Yeah. So I'm going to write the plus 16 as its equivalent 64 quarters. Negative 41 quarters and positive 73. So 73 minus 41, 32 quarters, which is the same as 8. Okay, well this is a mistake. 24 divided by 4 is 6, not 8. So let's see if I can correct this. This is 6. So this will be 3. And adding 9. Sorry about this. And 9 is equivalent to 36 quarters. So 36 and 9 is 45. So subtract 41 is 4. My apologies. All right, so that's 1. So we have x plus 3/2 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 1. The center is negative 3/2, 3, and the radius is 1. System, so our last thing is system of equations, and we'll have more practice with systems tomorrow. Systems of equations involving a circle and a line must solve for x and y. If you have a circle and a line, the possible solutions are, or situations are, you can have the line and the circle intersecting at 2 points, in which case you would have 2 solutions. Your line and circle, the line could be what we call tangent to the circle and intersect at 1 point, having 1 solution. Or your line and circle may not intersect at all, in which case there are no real solutions. Exercise 5, solve the following system of equations algebraically and graphically. Well, algebraically, we have, this is our line, and this is our circle. Since the line, we already have the variable y by itself, we would take the x plus 4 of our linear and put it in for y of our circle, giving us x plus 2 squared plus, parentheses, x plus 4 squared equals 4. Now we do have to multiply this out. So now we have an equation with just one variable, and we're going to solve for that one variable x. Make sure this is x plus 2 times x plus 2, and x plus 4 times x plus 4. Do not simply distribute 2 and give me x squared plus 4. That is not correct. But rather, we're going to get x squared plus 2x plus 2x plus 4 plus x squared plus 4x. I'm doing the double distribution. Plus 4x plus 16. Combine like terms. 2x squared. 2, 4, so this is 4x, and another 4x, and another 4x is 12x. And 4 plus 16 is 20. So this is a quadratic equation. We want it in standard form, so we'll subtract 4 from both sides. 2x squared plus 12x. Subtracting 4 from 20 is 16. Now let's factor. There's a GCF of 2 that comes out, giving us x squared plus 6x plus 8 in parentheses. Factors of 8 that sum to 6. I went to the constant right away there because the leading coefficient of our trinomial inside parentheses is 1. Factors of 8 that multiply to be 6, 4 and 2. Factors into x plus 4 times x plus 2 equals 0. Set each factor equal to 0. 2 equals 0, that's not a true statement, we just cross it off. X plus 4 equals 0. So x equals negative 4, and x plus 2 equals 0. Solving for x, x equals negative 2. So here are our two values for x, negative 4 and negative 2. When x equals negative 4, what does y equal? It's easiest to go back to the linear equation. Y equals negative 4 plus 4, substituting negative 4 in for x. Y equals 0. So negative 4 comma 0 is 1 point, one solution. And when x equals negative 2, y equals negative 2 plus 4, which is 2. And negative 2, positive 2 is the other solution. Now, graphically, y equals x plus 4. That has a y-intercept of 4 and a slope of 1. Here's our line, label it with its equation, y equals x plus 4. Our circle, from our circle, pull out its center and its radius. Its center is negative 2, 0, and the radius is 2. So plot the point negative 2, 0. And then from that point, use the radius. I'm going to count up 2, to the right 2, down 2, and to the left 2. Right? Mark the 4 points to guide you in drawing your circle. And there we have our 2 points of intersection, negative 2, 2, and negative 4, 0.